Hey everyone, and welcome to our weekly Q&A presented by Just Love. I'm your host Paula Jane, and I'm talking to Judy Carroll. Judy is an internationally known author. Her books include The Zeta Message and Human by Day, Zeta by Night, and her most recent book, Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth. Welcome, Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everybody.
Today we'll be discussing automatic writing and a little bit about Judy's journey to becoming an internationally known author and just how instrumental her Zeta teachers were right from the very beginning, beside her guiding her all the way. So, Judy, to write your book and to channel the way you do, the Zetas advised you to learn meditation, Tai Chi, and Reiki to keep your energy system in a state of balance and harmony. You now teach these modalities to assist others in working consciously with energy. You also learn automatic writing to prepare yourself to write your books to impart knowledge from higher consciousness. So, Judy, can you tell us what automatic writing is?
Yes, Paula, the way I do automatic writing is similar to channeling, except that I write down what's coming through rather than speaking it out.
Do you ever speak out what you channel?
No, I prefer to write. I think with some automatic writing, the pen is actually taken over by the communicating entity, just as some verbal channelers step back and are completely taken over and unaware of the content of the channel message. In my case, because of my blended soul consciousness, I don't need to step aside, or at least not fully. It's really just a matter of stepping back slightly to allow the Zeta side of my consciousness to take the reins.
So how do you do it?
I just place myself into a relaxed alpha state, which enables the ECT side of my consciousness to come forward more strongly. But I still remain conscious and in control. Several clairvoyants have come forward after I've spoken at public meetings to say they saw me shapeshift, so I know my ET side can step in quite easily.
Shapeshift? What do you mean when you say clairvoyants saw you shapeshift?
The ET aspect of my being comes forward, overshadowing my earth-human features on a higher frequency level. Sometimes I can feel it happening, other times I'm not so aware of it. It just feels so natural and it's still me. I don't feel any different when it happens.
Wow. So did it take you long to learn how to do automatic writing?
Yes, I trained for 8 years in a meditation and psychic development group, and the automatic writing started happening not long after my training began. It started with really lovely uplifting messages dropping into my mind, which I'd write down, and I ended up with a whole book of them.
Wow. Did you intentionally place yourself into a meditated, relaxed alpha state like you mentioned earlier, or did the messages just come in randomly?
I started doing it under the supervision of my meditation teacher during our weekly class. Once I felt comfortable doing this, the Grey family then suggested that I try writing a book on ET contact, but from their perspective rather than from the Earth-human point of view, in order to bring about deeper understanding of why they're here.
And that's why you're doing all of this work and writing all these books to get the truth out, to finally realise fact from fiction.
Yes, there's just so much disinformation and misunderstanding being put out, particularly about the Greys, and people complain that they won't communicate. The thing is, the Greys prefer working this way through the written word. They communicate telepathically and cannot use verbal speech.
Okay, so when you receive their teachings, you perceive it telepathically and write it down, and then they give you the okay, so to speak, that you got it right.
Yes, exactly.
So why can't they use verbal speech?
The Greys are insectoid humans, as opposed to Earth people, who are mammalian primate type humans. Their mouth and throat are just not designed for verbal communication. Their lower jaw doesn't have the range of movement of an Earth human jaw. Because of my blended genetics, this is carried over somewhat into my Earth body, causing problems for which I needed physiotherapy. My Grey teacher, Maris, has also done healing on me to help get more flexibility into my jaw.
So what's wrong with your jaw?
I just don't have the normal range of flexibility in it. Maris has worked on it, doing massage around my mouth area and right down deep into my throat, which felt really weird. I've also had human chiropractic work done on me, which was a bit similar, and was given exercises to do as well, which helped a bit. The thing is, I've just never been good with verbal communication and have had to really work at it to be able to do interviews. As a child, I was even guided by the off-planet family into learning elocution, which the Mother Superior of my convent school taught.
So at the end of the day, you prefer to write?
Definitely prefer to write. I did try verbal channeling in the meditation group, but every time the ET part of me came forward, the speech problems would start. It felt so weird because Maris would step in and start trying to get my lower jaw working. It made me feel like a puppet being worked with a string or somebody's hand inside, like a glove puppet. I could physically feel them trying to get the muscles moving.
So you mentioned Maris. So Maris is your teacher from your Zeta family.
Yes, he's been around all my life as a teacher and guide. He's like my guardian angel.
Okay, so it does make sense that you prefer to write. All those difficulties that went on in meditation sounds very distracting to the message that you're trying to channel.
Yes, for sure. What also doesn't help is the fact that the Greys use imagery rather than physical speech, so it's much easier to translate it into language as I write rather than trying to speak it out. The downloads can be quite complex and take time to translate.
It sounds completely amazing to be able to do this.
I do love the sensation when the ET part fully steps into my body. The feeling of unconditional love and total non-judgment is so incredibly strong and uplifting. It gives me a real high. Lasts for days afterwards.
Oh, that's lovely. Just as an aside, you use the names Grey here. Greys. You said that the Greys use imagery rather than physical speech. I'm not sure if we've mentioned that the ET part of you that is called Zeta is also known as the Greys. It's a part of the title in one of your books, Human by Day, Zeta by Night, a dramatic account of Greys incarnating as humans.
Yes, there's so much confusion with people on this point about Zetas and Greys. Some claim that the Zetas are positive and the Greys negative. In actual fact, the Zetas are part of the Grey species, just as Australians, Americans, English, etc. are part of the human species. Humans of Earth have evolved out of primate mammals, Greys have evolved out of insectoids, hence their different body structure.
Wow.
The negative ones causing problems are the PLFs, or programmed life forms, referred to by Dr. Stephen Greer. They're not genuine ETs, they're programmed robots that have been bioengineered right here on Earth. They've been purposely designed to resemble the genuine Greys, Zetas, blue-grey, Arcturians, etc., in order to cause maximum fear and confusion in people experiencing contact. They're used in the military abduction or MyLab program. In these faked ET abductions, these beings are sometimes physically present and other times they're nothing more than holographic images.
Wow, that's an important point for people to know about. I think we're starting to understand a little bit more about what your message is, and you're being so honest and opening up about what you know and answering all these questions is really lovely. So thanks again, Judy. Your books are available through Amazon and Kindle, or you can also go directly through Judy's website, which is included in the link below. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel. Again, thanks Judy, and we look forward to our next Q&A session. Bye for now.